Hi everyone, this is Tennyson Wolf. Myself, along with Teresa Posacani, we hosted and facilitated the open space sessions of the Rural Futures Conference on May 10th. There were 33 groups that gathered there, and there was some good sharing that happened from each of those groups in a short way. Lots of words to put together that show some of the key ideas and key insights, all to the question of what could we contribute to a Rural Futures Institute that rocks you, Nebraska, the Great Plains, and beyond. One of the ways that I like to catch some of those is in a harvest poem or harvest dialogue, some of the words that you spoke that you'll recognize, and also string those together into a bit of a narrative and some rhymes. So here's a little bit from that day. Thanks for a great day. A wildly successful Rural Futures Institute. A wildly successful Rural Futures Institute, plural ideas of rural success, not mildly, but wildly. When it rocks, it knocks off your socks, removes the blocks, and makes you talk. Is it massively ambitious? These are not times for the passively curious, but rather for the first next steps. Bold, not old, out of the mold, simple but bold. Recommendations in these stations of germination of the RFI. Friends, colleagues, and invitation. 33 groups, troops of contributing thinkers. Going first from table 1, empowering our future stakeholders, the ones from K to college, to expand the vistas of knowledge. We need houses for our youth and partnering with architects to detect interest in these populations of Nebraska, self-promoting, opening to strangers, interns, and in-learns. It's our turn in rural Lancaster. How can we measure desired outcomes, challenge assumptions and presumptions? Self-determination is our recommendation. How do we ensure diverse voices at the table? For sure. Invite, invite, invite. Include, include, include. Technology in its role, broadband throughout the land, encouraging all of us as leaders beyond the blow-ins and blow-outs, regional connecting, including in the caves. Focus on natural resources. Our course is, of course, core regional groups, collaborating, not just duplicating. We want solid partners where rural means rural and rural includes rural. It's different because we talked about it. Entertaining with youth, community coaching, and approaching others who sustain and incentivize health and healthcare. In the gaps, we explored education for every child, high tech to high touch. And across 3 generations of leaders, we call for unstoppable civic engagement, unstoppable building relations, unstoppable listening, unstoppable learning in next ideas. Attracting entrepreneurs and quirky harvesting of ideas for the entrepreneurial ecosystem. What happens after the conversation? We want to start with simple steps. Rural futures begin with vibrant rural communities. And what about youth? We can't have a future without building one. Impact can be fun. What about the role of scholars? A web of exchange for learning, advocacy, and policy, helping to reach to others in the country. We are reframing the game of leaders from the status quo to status go. Embrace the leader in each of us, the all of us, here to contribute. What about extension and the Institute? Tie it to other campus locations, linked in our success as a must, a trust. How much repopulating? Wait, what is rural? Let the stakeholders decide on this ride, pull it to roll with it. Support climate change impact, add to what is happening to feed global leaders. I'm Haley, I'm Melissa. Engage us by inviting our responsibility. We want to connect and we know how. What is the role of agriculture? It's a role, an outcome, not to be undone, essential to credential. Multimodal transportation, we don't have a department, but we need part of that pie. And high in corn growing in this association, we lack the red tape. We can involve more, we can evolve more. Empower through your own stories, motivating communities to do from vision, action from vision. That's our mission. Good to add what's missing. Innovating connecting the edges, integrating imagination and the offerings of possibility. Big dreams start with people in relationship. Thanks, friends.